And ask yourself what kind of person you are.
The military are taking people.
What is going on here? Are you even real?
Just because the whole world is going crazy doesn't mean we have to go crazy with it!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christopher Pelton, and I am the founder and general mad scientist here at THC Limitless. It is great to be back with a new episode of THC Time. There's been so much going on in our little corner of the world here, and to get back to basics with this show, I'm thrilled. And not only that, but I'm extremely lucky to have a return guest today. The last time we talked, we were talking about his movie Bradlee. And now, some bitch, we got a whole new movie to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give us a minute here and welcome back Zak Ferguson to the Horror Connection. What's going on, Zak?
Hey, Christopher, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, my friend. How are things on the other side of the pond?
All right. As you can see by my complexion, I'm rather flushed. It's hot.
It is. We hit 90. We're hitting 92 today, I think, here. So it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've seen you. How is the reception from Bradlee going?
Good. Surprisingly, all reviews so far, whether directly put onto any form of website, mostly Letterboxd has the most concentration of reviews.
Right.
A few of them are people that I just sent screeners to blindly, and they luckily liked it. Yeah, good. Surprisingly, for a 3-hour, 16-minute experimental head fuck, people seem to get it. They seem to really enjoy it and appreciate what I attempted to do with it. There was one review, but I like the negative ones as well as the positive ones because it weighs everything out. And this guy was just like, yeah, I understand what he's trying to do. Nah, don't bother. Not worth it. And I'm like, don't blame you.
Well, again, it is definitely, and I've said, anytime that I talk about you, not in a bad way, but I've always I tell people, I'm like, you are working on that cutting edge of horror cinema, where you're putting out work. For me, one of the best things about horror, or the best horror, are the ones that you're watching and you're disturbed, but you're not really sure why you're disturbed.
Yeah.
It's like there's something there, but you can't quite put your fucking finger on it. And that's definitely what you are a master of. And I have been very, very much enjoyed Bradlee. Still got to talk to you about acquiring one of the figures. Still have to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Because, it's, how could I not? So the new movie is coming out. When is the release?
Release, we are hoping, will be festival run February, March next year. The physical release will most likely be the summer, but at a push, we'll say August next year. So we've got a good year so far. At the moment, it's Indiegogo campaign push. That's the push at the moment, to get enough finances together that it's going to be a bigger endeavor. Already it is.
Nice.
With what money has been put into it and injected into it through Jacob B. Green of Tarnished Vision Films. It's a whole other kettle of fish compared to Bradlee, but it's in the same world.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual sequel, I call it. And yeah, man, it's just, we just need to get past the 70% hurdle at the moment. We've been stuck on that a couple of days, I think. But it's been very successful and very popular. So there's obviously a taste for the type of underground horror
Oh yeah.
stuff that I do, and there's a lot of people that are really championing it. And my belief is, share it about, kick the algorithm. You know, it's not just the process of donating to Indiegogo; it's the process of just sharing with like-minded individuals.
Yes.
Like if someone initially looks at it and goes, "Nah," but you know somebody who might like it, share it around, circulate it, get the
Exactly.
you know, because there's always it's a fact of everything in life. One person's gold is another person's detritus. Another person's detritus is another person's gold. Like you can look at this and go, "Oh yeah," or "No," but you will at least know one person out of how many people you know that will go, "Oh yeah, I'm really into that." And yeah, it's been going wonderfully. It feels wanky in any platform when you're like, donate to my movie. I'm coming onto a podcast to ask people to donate to my movie, but it's the aim of the game, and the Indiegogo platform. It's much more positive experience in the sense that you're catering to people who like this stuff.
Right.
So it's not like you're throwing out something into the ether to like some head honcho producer who's like, yeah, but show me the demographics, show me the money, show me the script. It's not
Absolutely.
like that. People see the concept, they see the poster, what we're offering perks wise, and you can get behind it, or you can just
Pass it along. Share it.
Yeah.
Share it with everybody because, again, like you said,
as well, yeah, because like it's not just weighting gold per se, like it's circulating it and just getting the algorithm sparking, because social media, we both know, sometimes turns into an echo chamber. And we see the same thing over and over and over. Then that one day something appears and you go, holy shit, I like that. So yeah, if you share, I'm gonna give you a shout out. You know, I'm not one of those people that's like, give me $10 and I'll give you a social media shout out. Like it's, you know, like even if someone donated £1, 50p, I would still be like, it adds to the sack and it's helping pushing it forward. So
if
yeah,
I could,
is that yeah.
And if I could understand how your money works over there, I was just talking about that to somebody last night. I'm like, and I don't know, it's a pound. It's because we were watching some stuff from a comic from the UK, and I was like, I don't know how any of that shit works. Just here's my money. You tell me what it is.
Yeah.
So now I know you're based in the UK. How has reception been here in the States? Any positive?
The majority, yeah, has been positive.
Oh, nice.
There's I think a lot of the audience is either European trash cinema perverts like me.
Sure.
Who like the underground, real grungy stuff, and then there's others that are generally like people who are big into mainstream horror who've given it a chance. Like an old college teacher of mine watched it, and he was like, "I expected you to make that." And the thing is, I don't think it's really up his alley. But he gave it a glowing review in a sense of appraising that. At least I ended up making a movie instead of being like a scene on the street screaming at like pigeons or rats. You know, it was a real proud moment of you've done something here, Zach. Well done. You're not in an insane asylum. But there's been people that have directly hit my inbox and they're like, yeah, punk rock, man. Who needs acid when I watched Bradlee? And there was another who said, I watched it on acid. I went, yeah, how was the experience? He went, oh, I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Should I watch it off acid? And I'm like, I don't know.
I haven't watched it on acid yet. I'll let you know though. So that is tremendous. I'm so glad to hear it, because the last time we talked, man, I was, I was excited. I was, just what you were presenting was so different. And, for me, I can't even tell you how much shit that I see on a daily basis that it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same old, oh, it's a monster in the woods. And I'm not taking anything away from the people who make those movies. And a lot of them have made great movies. But for me, I need something like somebody asked me a while back. They're like, "Oh, well, what movie is like scares you?" None. The last time I can remember being scared by a movie, I wasn't even the one who was scared. It's my wife and I had watched The Fourth Kind, that weird alien invasion movie.
Yeah.
So we watch this movie, and then we go to bed and we're sleeping. And then like 3 hours later, like she bolts up in bed and starts screaming and she grabs me and she starts shaking me. I'm like, what the fuck? As you would at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, I thought the aliens came and took you. I'm like, no, but you damn near gave me a heart attack. So,
Brilliant. I am so happy that someone had that response from that movie, because I think it's actually a little bit of an underrated gem.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like a fusion of found footage, documentary, reenactment. Mila Jovovich is in it, isn't she?
Yeah. She plays the person. It's a great presentation too, because it's presented as if it actually happened.
Yeah.
And I think they have, I don't know if it was Mila or which character or which actor it was who played the therapist.
Yeah.
And it really, like, they did a great job pitching it like this was somebody's, therapy sessions about what happened to them or what they think happened to them. So yeah, that's crazy stuff. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
The following announcement has been paid for.
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport.
The biggest match in pro wrestling history.
Okay. Oh, I got it. This is better. Last word. I dig music.
Woo! I'm on drugs! As the biggest night in the history of this great organization.
All right, folks. Yes, that is the WMW podcast, hosted once a week by me and my good buddy Izzy High. And we are coming to you on Sundays every week on our YouTube channel. But starting tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are now part of the YakuzaTV.com lineup. So go to YakuzaTV.com, download their app. It's for Roku, your phone, everywhere. It's everywhere. And starting at 7 o'clock tonight, you'll be getting WMW every Friday nights. Tomorrow night, we debut our movie, which is called At Death's Door, directed by the great Frank Palangi, and written by, this asshole. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard, we'll be debuting that on the streaming channel. It'll actually be the first time a lot of people get a chance to see the movie, because we're scheduled for a theatrical opening in October. And a couple of the streaming services picked us up through Film Hub. But this is actually going to be the first airing of the film in its entirety. So it's very exciting stuff there. So be sure to check us out on Yakuza TV. So let's get into, let's talk about Rodnee. And I'm going to run the trailers or the teaser. So let's check this out. Very nice. Very nice. You know, one of these days we'll have to hook you up with like Trent Reznor or Al Jorgensen or, you know, one of those cats. You know, I'd love to see. Actually, you know what? No, not that on that level, but I got a couple of folks. Okay, so we're on Indiegogo. We go in, This is the address right here, folks. So go over there, check it out, kick in a couple of bucks. And here's why. All right, and this is why this is important. Is Rodnee a movie for you? Maybe, maybe not. But kick in a buck. Help the movie get finished because you're helping artists, actual artists, create the visions that they want to see. One thing I hear all the time, there's no new horror. There's no new horror. Everything's the same. It's not true. There's lots of stuff out there that's working that edge, and it's cool, you know, and every time a project like this sees completion and gets out there, whether it's on a streaming service or a festival run, whatever the case may be, that is another vision created by a new visionary. And that's the importance. That's why it's so important for projects like this to get seen, to get funded, to get the word out there, because there's somebody sitting at home right now who just saw that trailer and went, yeah, man, I want to try that. I want to do, you know, can I do that? Can I? Yes, you can. But in order to do that, you got to learn. It's not, you just can't wake up one morning and say, oh, you know, I'm going to make a movie today. But when people are successful, when they're able to achieve those goals, like I talk to people all the time who I don't necessarily work with, but, you know, they have questions, and I'm like, well, I'm more than happy to answer any questions to help people out. You know, so that's the thing. It's like, open yourself up. If you have that vision in you, if you have that art, share it with us, because the horror community as a whole, I'm not talking about writers, as a whole, the horror conventions are my second favorite type of conventions behind wrestling shows. Because the horror fans, real horror fans, are accepting. They are embracing. They are like, oh, what the hell is this? I got to check this shit out. They've got the DVD and Blu-ray collections of like some of the weirdest fucking movies you've ever seen in your life, because that's what they're passionate about. And the passionate horror conventions is really, like I said, only seconded by those at wrestling cons, because those cats, man, oof. We published 3 books for wrestlers so far this year, and they're going over like hotcakes. So it has been a while, my friend, since you've been here. So that means it's time for a new round of Straight Fire.
What if CAT really spelled dog?
All right, it's Straight Fire, 5 random questions, no wrong answers, just silly shit, because why take ourselves so seriously? Here we go. In the Zak Ferguson life story, who plays Zak Ferguson?
Oh, God. A resurrected Benny Hill.
All right, I'll buy that one. Now, given the fact that you're an alternative filmmaker, this will be an interesting question. What is your favorite guilty pleasure movie?
Guilty pleasure. Well, I don't think anyone should be guilty
Sure.
of anything, but Uwe Boll films.
Oh. Ouch.
There are some of them where you see that he wants to do something, but he doesn't reach it. His attempt at reaching it is noble. I will say 89% of his movies.
Yeah.
Postal, for all of its inappropriateness, I think is an unsung masterpiece because he said, no fucks given, I'm going to make the most vile, putrid, inappropriate movie ever. Does it fire on all cylinders? No, but it's fun. And I also really enjoy him when he tries to replicate other successful movies like Alone in the Dark. He obviously watched a lot of Paul W.S. Anderson films going into that and went, I can do that. I'm going to do that. And I give him props for trying. But then he does politically based movies like his one's called Capital Punishment. And it's a trilogy of movies about a guy who just goes out and just shoots up corrupted politicians, corrupted business people. Okay. And the writing is, apart from the third movie, which is absolutely terrible, the first two movies of that series I really like because it's really guerrilla, it's really lo-fi. He doesn't try to pull off too much, but it's actually very well written. He also has done a very interesting documentary called Auschwitz, which is basically about German students basically having the whole of German history paved over, and how the education system hides basically their history from the children. And you know, he is a very interesting political commentator. He's a really interesting filmmaker. He just sadly pockets half the money and half-asses it with a lot of the movies. Then again, if Uwe Boll sees this, I don't want to box you. I don't want to box you. You would fucking destroy me. And I like some of your movies. I like some of them. You're a guilty pleasure. I don't want to be boxed.
One of mine is Jaws the Revenge. And I just found out yesterday that they've made a documentary.
They have, yes.
So I'm very excited about that because my favorite story to come out of the making of that movie, besides the fact that Michael Caine couldn't pick up his Academy Award because he was shooting that piece of film. They asked him once, they were like, what did you think of Jaws the Revenge? And he was like, to be honest with you, I've never seen it. Yeah. Like, what I have seen is the house that it paid for my mom. So I was like, right on, Michael Caine. So you're on the other side of the pond, my friend. Are you a coffee guy or are you a tea guy?
Coffee. I hate tea.
Okay. How do you take your coffee?
I used to be with milk, white.
Sure.
Sadly, because I'm a poor boy, it's instant coffee. But sometimes I can have posh coffee. But we've got enough decent instant coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker. I have about 12 cups a day, so no wonder I'm jumping off fucking walls 24/7. Sure. But I have loads of sweeteners now, but about 5 sweeteners, and people are more shocked about the sweeteners than me saying 10 sugars.
Yeah.
Like 10 sugars. Oh, awesome, cool.
Yeah.
5 sweeteners, and they're like, what are you doing? Why 5 sweeteners? Because I need it to be sweet. I need the bitter taste cut. So yeah, I'm a big coffee drinker. I mean, like, if I had the money, I would be going to Starbucks and Costa all the time. But $12 in our money, it would probably be about £15 for a coffee and a really pathetic little biscuit.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much. I'm very thankful to the folks in the UK because I've had 3 words that I've always used in moments of frustration. Always. And I don't know how it is over there now, but here in America, we're not allowed to use the R word anymore. We can't call anyone. And I've said before, I have never used that word in a derogatory way towards any type of mental, illness or handicap. That's not to me. To me, it describes a situation like, I don't know, voting against your own best interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Voting to kick out all the people who pick your food. Just saying, just my situation.
Yeah.
Every time now, if it slips out, I get yelled at. My wife yells at me. My partners yell at me. So I'm back to using dumb cunt. And that's the thing with cunt. It's not as popular a word here as it should be. And people, oh my God, people freak out. But I'm like, look, if you don't want me to use, I got to have something.
Yeah,
so,
let me have something.
Yeah. So dumb cunt is back in my regular vocabulary.
It's my favorite word, cunt.
It's a good one. It really is. It really is.
I kind of kill it for my partner because every situation, it isn't oh fuck. It's like oh cunting table, oh fucking cunting drawer, cunting laptop, fucking cunt. Like even if this dear old lady like slips in front of me in a queue, I'm like bloody cunt, and Laura's like stop overusing it. It's losing its heft, its vitality. But the thing is, people in Brighton, where I come from, it's a term of endearment, a lot like the Aussies. Like you'd go up to someone and you go, "Hello, cunt, how you doing?" "Hello, mate."
Right.
But if you said something like "Hello, dickhead," they'd like get out a shiv and be like, "What did you call me, bruv?" And I'm like, "Oh."
All right, fair enough. It's good. I do love it though. It rolls off the tongue. It's Shakespeare, it's Chaucer.
It is, and it's a beautiful place to be as well.
Yeah, it is. No complaints whatsoever. So, what made what's your favorite method of murder?
Method of murder? Well, I think about it a lot actually. I'm quite vengeful. A method of murder. I think. I don't know. It would have to be something really gnarly, something that gets that frustration out, the anger, and then you look at the aftermath and you go, yeah. But whereas if you just stick someone, they're just bleeding out slowly.
Yeah.
And it's just like this is boring.
That's why I don't like guns. That's what I always say. Guns take the fun out of murder. As a horror writer, boom is very boring compared to let me take an inch of your skin off at a time.
Yeah,
to me, it's like, come on, man, guns are lazy.
These conversations, like people like from the outside are like, oh my fucking god, you're psychotic. But if you're a writer within that genre or you're a filmmaker, it is your role to break the conventions and to elevate it. Because like you said, it gets so boring, the monotony of gunplay, like action movies now, it's boring. It's like you've lost. Like I watched Darkman last night because I absolutely love Sam Raimi, love him. He doesn't dispatch a lick of blood in that with all the gunshots, but it works. The execution of the shots, the way the squibs are going, hardly any gore. The gore is just sectored up on his distorted, mutated, burnt face. And I sat there and I went, I don't need blood for that. And then you go into a movie where they have loads of really cheaply done CGI squibs, and it takes you out because it's stale and it's rote. So when you see a filmmaker who's coming up with like practical in-camera effects, even if it doesn't display the usual, grand spurts and gushes, if you do it in an interesting way, you fill in the gaps. So I think as horror writers as well, like picking off someone with a gun, it's quick, it's supposedly easy, but we want the more sadistic shit.
It's boring, I did a story a while back. I had to research how much horsepower a garbage disposal would need in order to crunch human bones. I'm like, if anybody ever stops and goes through my search history, I'm going away for a long
Me too. Me too. Me too. Like the props I have in my house currently lying about, Laura.
Oh, sure.
Hide them, because if that postman opens the door and sees a cut-off vagina piece, you will know that the police will be turning up very quickly. And weirdly enough, our landlords live across the road from us. So if they come in and want a spot check and they see what I've been doing, we won't have a tenancy agreement. We'll be out.
Well, I hope that they are understanding of your line of work. So I don't know if you might have seen this on Facebook. It was going around last week, and it was just fucking crazy. There's this company called Dark Seed Creations, and they make a lot of props, masks, all kinds of very talented team over there. Nice guys. I talked to them briefly not too long ago. Super nice guys. And what they do, one of the things that they make, let's see if I still have the image.
Is it the one where they use real skin?
Yeah, well, it looks like real skin.
Looks like real skin, yeah.
So there's this teddy bear.
Yeah.
I had a picture. Did you see that story?
Yeah.
That guy is got not the creator, not the guy from Darcy, but the other guy is facing criminal charges.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And I had somebody ask me the other night, they were like, what could the charges be? And I was thinking about it because, like, I went to school, I studied law.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, intentional intent to commit intentional emotional distress.
Yeah, that one would be pulled out their pockets. Yeah,
maybe. At the
obscenity, is that any obscenity?
No, that's the thing. I mean, intentional affliction of emotional harm, maybe.
Yeah.
Or at the very lowest wrong. And honestly, if it goes to court, this is how I see it playing out, because the whole thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Littering. It's a $50 fine. Here you go.
Sure.
I mean, really, because neither one of those other charges are going to stick because they don't know if it was intentional.
No,
maybe
exactly.
it fell out of his bag. If you don't know the answer to, because that's the thing, if you don't know the answer to that question 100%, then there's reasonable doubt.
Yeah. Well, it's a whole different story. Look, if there was a case of actual evidential proof that he was holding a teddy bear and putting it in the face of a scared child and just being absurd, you have a case there. Okay, Absolutely. That's not normal. This person has accidentally left the teddy bear. It's not that deep, ladies and gents.
It really isn't, man. And
I can't believe that. I can't believe it. It percolates in my head because we're going out on actual locations, and we're going to have some real horrible practical props with us. So I'm like, now, how do we safeguard people if they come across us? So are we going to have to put screens up? Are we going to have to put notifications up warning people that we're filming there? Then it goes into the question of, within that certain location, do we need filming permits? Because in the UK, we're pretty lackadaisical about such things. Mm-hmm. We're very lackadaisical. But since things have changed societally over the last 7, 8, well, actually, no, it's 13 years since I was at college. Mm-hmm. The world has completely changed now. So I think it will be less chance of police officers getting involved and more chances of what we call busy cunts in the UK.
I like it. And I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. And they will have something to say. They will have an opinion. They will be offended for the sake of being offended. And my thing is, well, our safety is we've got a camera. Let's just keep rolling.
Right.
It's evidential. We're not doing harm directly. Maybe indirectly, because we're making a movie that we're trying to disturb people, but not deliberately on the day we're going to. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to see how things go for us on our location shoots, because all the set stuff, like interiors, I have complete control. Well, out there, you don't, because of weather and because of people. But because the laws are kind of, let's say, it's not so distinguished whether it's a necessity, but a lot of people recently have really been going out of their way to go, I've got a filming permit because I don't want to fuck this up. So
understandable.
Yeah,
totally understandable.
But I don't want people to come across us and feel like that we're there as situationists waggling cut off penises just for the sake of it. Mm-hmm. And then if they do complain, we'll just say that we are situationists and we are part of a social warrior group that is fighting for freedom of expression, and then they won't be able to question us then, I hope.
Nice. We did a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
How How can ordinary choices bring you face to face with death?
It was really safe.
Felicia, it's okay. Felicia, it's okay!
Poor mother.
I think it's so amazing that you can reach people's deceased loved ones.
Well, some people have unfinished business, and that's why they stay.
Hi. I rented out the suite online.
Pull yourself together.
Bestie.
Will you dare to open the door?
You're always going to be welcome here. Always.
Yes, indeed, at Death's Door.
That looks sick. That looks so good.
Thank you. We had a really good time. Frank had a great time shooting it. Him and I are working really close on some other stuff now. And that debuts tomorrow. Like I said, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, YakuzaTV.com.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because we are where we are over here right now politically, and it's so crazy. What's the general feeling about what the hell's going on over here? Like from the UK, like what you guys are sitting back and watching this, and like what's the general? Because it's like people are like, well, it wouldn't bother them. No, it would bother. I would. It disrupts everything.
It does. It has.
Yeah.
And it continues to do so. It's changing every day, and the exposure to American politics in the UK, it's as if it's our politics, but in a sense it is, because it has ripple effects, cause and effect, and to believe that is deluded. It does affect us. It doesn't just affect the UK, it affects every other country that's in conflict or potential conflict. Now, I had like almost near mental breakdown a few months ago because I thought that we were going to get nuked.
Right.
The barometer of fear for nuclear Armageddon in the UK was off the charts. It was almost like we were back in the Cold War day.
Right.
But because we know the facts of life now, what a nuclear weapon does, it's no nonsense hiding under the tables, waiting for you to die. It's get pissed, be merry, and just prepare for the worst. And of course, media does oversaturate it because that's their bread and butter. But there's truth and fact laid in there in a lot of senses. Like, we have our own form of right-wing media and channels.
Sure.
Of course we do. But it's not as I can't really say it because there's
fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because in the sense of here, it's the right-wing media because America sadly is under the presidency of Donald Trump. Right-wing media and truth is blurred, and all of that information. But in a way, Trump is a new Putin. The way he wants to filter fact and fiction and put it out into the universe. And if you're not a yes man, you're a liar or you're fake news. Yeah. We're all used to that. But there's something scarier now that Trump's back in the White House. There's a real tension, and you can feel it throughout. And this whole notion of free speech being pushed as the catalyst of Trump's ideals and what he wants. Trump doesn't care about anyone. It's about him.
And he has said as much.
Yeah. And this is what actually gave me quite a little bit of satisfaction. Someone, I think he was attached to Anonymous, and he said the most interesting thing is Trump is stupid. So he's getting excited at the concept of all total unlimited power because of the red button per se. Other nations who are opposed to him or in conflict with him are being smarter now. They're not going to hurt him where Trump wants people to think it will hurt him, like total nuclear annihilation. No, they're going to digitally hack his accounts. The future of warfare is going to be within the digital verse, within banks. Because at the end of the day, if America was bombed now, Trump would not give a shit. That's not going to hurt him. What's going to hurt him is if his his piggy bank is smashed. And I think that the future of warfare is going to be purely digital. Now, this anonymous guy, of course, was kicked out of Anonymous because he broke the rule of being anonymous. But he said pretty much that the future of our Armageddon is it's going to be almost a 50-year recession. But the fact of that is, would we prefer the 50-year recession or nuclear annihilation? And it was just, I really need to find the link again and post it because it fascinates me. It also gave me a little bit of comfort that these nations are realizing that just because you have a nuclear bomb doesn't mean you're going to do anything apart from fuck yourselves and fuck everyone else. Whereas now, a lot of these people are being smart with their warfare. And this is the horrible thing now. You're at a point where Americans are willing on enemy nations to suck over them, the American economy because Trump is there. The American people are so scared, rightfully, because of Trump, whatever the fuck it is he is and wants.
Right.
And the similar attitudes are filtering through to Ukraine now. Like Keir Starmer, he is a Labour leader. Now, Labour is probably the most left-leaning, but he is now kind of mutating and taking on what I would say anecdotal inspiration from Trump and implementing it into the Labour Party now, that the Labour Party is being viewed as the right-wing conservative outlook. And everything now, these parties, these positions, left wing, right wing, in the middle, it's all dissolving. It's chaos everywhere.
Right.
It's just utter chaos. But in the UK, it's just fear. It is just unparalleled fear. And this, we're a little island dislocated, but because you have so many tentacles and so many allied, forces, allied history with other nations, we're kind of like this little island that wants to wave the flag, parlay, but we actually aren't doing anything in the sense of waving parlay. But what are you going to do in the background whilst you're asking for parlay? You're waving the flag. You don't want to be invested, but then you're taking the worst aspects of American politics and Trump's party and Trump's weird, fucked up McDonald's saturated world, and you're adapting it to our politics now.
And it's two different countries.
Yeah.
It's two different. There's no way. And the thing that aggravates me about the whole thing, and it was an unfortunate situation because my wife, very much a Kamala Harris supporter, very much. Yeah, Biden. Yeah. We voted Democrat in 2020, and voted Democrat in 2024. But when Harris lost, I wasn't surprised.
No.
And the people were like, well, what do you think happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened. 30 million white guys decided that they would not stand for a black female president. Mm-hmm. That's what happened.
Inherent racism. That's still. Yeah,
that's it. It's ended. Either they didn't vote or they voted for him because, oh my God, no, we can't have. That's all it was. And people are like, no. And I'm like, really? We have run two of the most qualified female candidates in the history of politics between Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris, and neither one of them was better than him. Yeah, bullshit. And that's just, and they're like, oh, now they're talking about, a third term. It won't happen. It won't happen. And the nuclear threat thing, I have to believe, or otherwise I'd go out of my mind. that there's someone in that office who would not allow that to happen.
Well, a Secret Serviceman in the UK said there are people put in place to ensure that shit like this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that made me feel confident, and that's when I went into my little rabbit hole of different people saying from different, people who aren't even part of the government,
right?
That are like almost like SAS, like anonymous people know what they're doing. But there's one agent lost his everything, rank, pension, because before Trump was elected, he came out and went, but if he gets elected, if we get to that stage where there's even a chance of a nuclear war, we will jump in. And then he lost his career for it because he just wanted to reassure people, I'm the person that they call to stop this.
Yeah.
So the fact is that these things are in place. It's just
we've never been so fucking concerned, like so close to really needing to worry about it.
Yeah.
Before, like
you
even with
have
Reagan,
to have someone do that.
Yeah, like Reagan was never going to drop a nuclear weapon on Russia. It was never going to happen.
No.
But he used them, and as it turns out, Russia didn't have half of what they told us we had.
Yeah.
And then half of what they did have went missing. That's awfully fucking comforting. Who's out there? It's like that scene in one of them Jurassic Park movies where they're bidding on the dinosaurs. It's like, what are they just rolling nuclear missiles in and be like, okay, this is a Soviet era, blah, blah, blah. We're going to start. No, I don't want that shit just floating around out there.
It was Christopher Nolan. He really wanted those for Oppenheimer. I want this real.
Right, yeah. I want it as real as possible. Let's blow up. Yeah. Fucking so yeah, it's a crazy time. People are nervous, people are afraid,
and the perpetuation of racism as again with ICE, and what's going on with the it's horrible and it's sickening. And to see that it is Trump went from boasting about these things in his first, now he's actually making shit happen with almost nigh on concentration camps.
They are.
And I would hate to be in America because the powerlessness. I would also hate to be in America if I had any form of mixed, form of mixed race blood, any part of heritage. We're in a world where this hypocrite who is married to an immigrant and has a child
who was illegal, by the way, because she was here on a visitation visa, not a work visa, and she was working, which is against the law. So therefore,
watching this happen, it's like it's a fiction that everyone told you would be a fiction when he first came into power, but it's becoming a reality now, and it's just fucking disgusting and shocking.
It is. And he, every day I wake up and I turn on, I hit YouTube and I go through my news and everything. And it's just like, shocking this, shocking. Nothing is shocking me anymore.
No.
People are still like these kids who are trying to raise this left-wing voice and I'm do what you do, baby. You get that truth out there. But it's like, guys, not everything. Look, some shit he's going to do, you're just going to have to be like, yeah, and today dumb shit did this.
Yeah.
Because they fed into the news cycle in 2015, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And they normalized his behavior.
Yeah.
We have never had another candidate in my recollection or any in my studies that have said the things that he has said, that has done the things that he has done during a campaign and was allowed to continue.
Yeah.
And then to vote him in a second time.
I think it's a lot of people misplace their own dreams and wants. I think they like to see themselves as a Donald J. Trump, and I think it's vicarious living. Not a lot of edgelords will be like, yeah, he's doing what needs to be done, man, but at the detriment to themselves. Because at the end of the day, half of the people who have perhaps supported Trump in this very racist, let's just say what it is, racist bigoted, xenophobic, disgraceful manner are the undesirables themselves. He's not going to benefit you in the least.
They are so stupid they don't understand. Because here's what happened, and this is technically he didn't lie. Because what he said was that his plan for the mass deportations was to deport any criminal, undocumented people out of the country. Now, here's the thing about that. Coming into the country illegally, it's crime. It's a misdemeanor, but it's crime. So if you are a priest, all right, you're a man of God, all right, you've never done a single thing wrong in your life, but you come over here and you enter the country illegally, or you come for something and you overstay, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
you're now a criminal. So, you got to go. And that's the problem, is that people didn't think to themselves, and this is why Nebraska is going bankrupt.
Yeah.
They didn't think to themselves, gee, all of these people who are out here picking my food, a lot of them came in illegally, or undocumented, but they're not criminals. They're not, because he was like, because in the very beginning, it was always like, well, they're murderers, they're rapists, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Now he's just using the general term. So they did what they said they were going to do. And now all these people, and this is, and you want to talk about the inherent racism in this country. I have seen more than a dozen videos in the last week and a half of white farmers in places like Nebraska who lost all of their help because either they were deported or they stopped showing up because they were terrified. And Stephen Miller, and for those of you who don't know who Stephen Miller is, he's one of Trump's flunkies. He kind of looks like Voldemort. He does. He does. If you look at him, he looks like fucking Voldemort.
Yeah.
Somebody in his office or him said the wrong thing out loud and basically implied, don't worry that the Mexicans are gone because the black people will come back and work in the fields. And I went, okay.
Yeah.
I can assure you that if they had a choice between being homeless and set on fire or going back to work in the fields, they're going to go with homeless and set on fire. The working back, I mean, that is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
That is so like they were willingly there in the first fucking place, right? It's like, they'll just go back, no problem.
Yeah.
No, they weren't there willingly in the first fucking place. And now I'm like, okay, MAGA folks who complain that all these people took your jobs, where are you?
Yeah, we're very much like that with the whole Brexit and now reform. The idea of the whole immigration thing. Now we've got to look. 88% of our surgeons, our doctors under NHS healthcare, nurses, carers, are all immigrants. They are the ones that are keeping our family members alive, our aunts, our uncles. These people have done the work. These people have studied. These people work their asses off. Now we're getting to a state where, based upon colour, and not based upon credentials, upon experience of what they've done for our country, let alone know how much fucking tax they have to pay, which goes into the NHS, which is paying themselves, because, that's how everything works.
Right.
Based upon colour, based upon ethnicity, based upon complexion, accent, you think that by deporting these illegals, these people started as illegal immigrants. They earned their place here because they did the work. They came here because at the time we were open. We were saying, you will have a better life here. But now, because in the past they were deemed illegal immigrants still now, though a person had a child in the UK, he's about 18, let's say, and his family's mixed race, or even a full-fledged, let's say, Indian family, he will be also, this is the mentality, you would also want to take away his British citizenry because his parents are mixed race. This is the mentality we have now, and I'm of the belief that there are certain factors within the UK. People come here and they exploit our benefit system. They do take money back to their families, but they shouldn't be put in a fucking position where they have to try and do that anyway in their own country. That's their country's issue.
Exactly.
Now, I've once been opinionated by saying those of whom who come here and do take the piss, I like who don't want to work, who don't want to contribute. I've gone, okay, I understand that small minority, you're putting a magnifying glass on and you're making it seem bigger than it is. That's a small minority. Half the people who come to UK, and it's a lot like when the people came to America in its genesis, land of the free opportunities. It's the same mentality with people that are coming to us. They view our country as land of the free. What I'm telling you, it's not land of the free because you're still bound by servitude. Because it's a case of you to earn your keep here, you have to work your arse off. So they do this willingly, happily, and they still get castigated. They still get burned. They still get ridiculed. They still are told that they have no place. And now they've fed into this mentality that we've created for them, that I've worked here, I've contributed. And I, as a white person, can go say, you've earned your place here. That's not for me to say, but we've had that programmed into our brains as British citizens.
Sure.
And like it hurts me because I grew up in Brighton, which is the gay capital of the UK. Now, everyone says we're open in Brighton and we're not homophobic, we're tolerant. That always bugged me. What are we tolerant of? Because they love the same sex. We shouldn't be tolerant of that. We should be accepting. Let them live their lives. And it's still this infrastructure. And it just infuriates me to the max that these people who keep our country running, who are in servitude to us, who are cleaners, who are maids, servitude to the NHS, to us. They are in servitude to us.
Right.
Whether we're white, whether we're black, they're here, always proving that they're contributing to our country. And still, even then, that's not enough. That inherent generational racism leaks through in every aspect. You can be the most lefty individual freedom fighter that you are. That inherent racism will always push to the fore. Well, that person worked to be here. And like, yes, they have. I understand that. But even that mentality really infuriates me. Like I said it earlier, and I just thought, but why do we have that mentality? Why do we have that mentality? And it infuriates me that people with whom the NHS is a pure thing. So America is in need of an NHS.
Oh, good God, yes.
Yeah. Trump won't let that happen.
No.
People in the UK want to privatise the NHS. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen. That's one good thing that's going on with our politics, this side of things. Doesn't mean that people are going to stop it. But we never see how lucky we are in other aspects. Right. And those people who are in servitude to us, as surgeons, as doctors, still are being made to be the issue. It just doesn't sit well with me.
No.
And like, okay, if we do have this world where we've internalized it, that they've earned their stripes, they've worked to be here, they are part of the infrastructure of the UK, which we all know. Half the people that make a country, whether it's Britain or America, half the time it isn't the people of whom are the flag planters. It's those of whom who are the minorities in the background. You know, it's a case now of, I seem to be waffling on, but I'm just trying to elucidate it, that in the UK we have such an absurd obsession with servitude, whether it's to the crown, whether it's to ourselves as British people. You'll have the fattest, most laziest arsehole with a can of lager going, oh, fucking want them in my country. Oh, I fucking hate them. What have they done for us? And then you look at his history and see that he's been on benefits for like 50 years. And why? Yeah. Oh, because he's work shy, you know. And it's just like the hypocrisy of this. These idiots think that they deserve an opinion upon it. But then they wouldn't dare say anything if they would die in a hospital, and let's say a Pakistani doctor saved his life.
Yeah.
Be a whole other story. But then
it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like what I'm pretty much was what I've waffled on for nearly 10 minutes. That's the whole thing that I was trying to get at. So it's very similar, except it's more extreme in America because what's more popular? Dissenting voices. They're the loudest, and sadly, it's the mega people, the red hat people.
It is. No, it absolutely is. And I see them argue, and I see them make these ridiculous statements, and they're like, and I'm not a religious person. But I see people and they're like, oh, well, this is what Jesus would want. I'm like, really? I don't remember. Like, I used to teach Sunday school. Like, I was at one point in time a religious guy. And I'm like, I don't remember Jesus ever saying that. What else did Jesus add? Everybody owns the book. Nobody reads the fucking book. Everybody owns the book. Nobody reads the fucking book. And it's so crazy. And you see them argue. And I heard this one woman on there the other day, and she's going on, and she's like, well, and if they don't like it in this country, they shouldn't even be here, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, hey, dickhead, unless you're a native, you don't belong here either.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't get that. That's the thing that kills me. Like one of the writers that I work with, she is 50% Navajo. Her father was 100% raised on the reservation Navajo. So, it's like we talk about that all the time, and it's like I can't fucking believe these fucking people. Like for me, my statement on anything even similar to that would be to ask the United Kingdom to get the fuck out of Northern Ireland. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. But I'm not going to be like, well, you don't belong here. It's like, are you fucking kidding me with this? Yeah. Really? But they're so entitled.
That's it. That's the word. It's that entitlement. Yes.
You think, oh, well, my parents grew up here and they raised me. And so this is my, this is mine. This is mine. This is no.
If we're living in this, if we're living in this world where everything's centered upon genetics and purity of genetics, and I think that it should be implemented. All right. The people that are claiming that they're pure natives of this land, get a blood test, and then it'll prove that you've got some ancestry that's not isolated on your little block. You know what I mean? Like I've got Italian, I've got Scottish in me. I've probably got way back in ancestry. I'm probably Slavic. And I remember one time. This is a funny story. My cousin, he's dead now, bless him, Nathan. He was half caste. And he got picked on at school, and I was never exposed to it. I never saw people being racist to him. But one day he started crying when we were at Christmas dinner, and he said to our nan, he went, "I don't want to be a little Packy boy." And she went, "What do you mean by that?" She went, "Everyone calls me Packy, Packy." He goes, "But I'm half white, nan. I'm half white." And just hearing it, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't see it because I'm related, but he's still experiencing it." And then when he died and I was at a funeral, someone came up to me and said, "I'm so sorry that I didn't believe you." I said, "About what?" "About you being cousins with Nathan." I went, "You had no reason not to believe me." She went, "Yeah, but you're white and he's black." And I pointed out my uncle, who's like really pasty and looks like he's about to die. I went, "Uncle?"
A typical English complexion.
Yeah. Pointed over at Angie, who was Nathan's mum, and I went, "Nathan's mum." They made love. Hence, my cousin was born. And she went, "Yeah, I'm so sorry, I just didn't believe you." "But why?" "Because you're white." We're still living in this world where a white man can't procreate with a black woman.
it boggles the mind, my friend. We're going to take a quick commercial. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Cliffy, and I'm here today to tell you about an amazing new product that I got that you want, that you need in your life. It's called Ninja Vanish. If you're like me, you get yourself in a lot of sticky situations. How you gonna get out of them? Who's got time? Who wants to deal with that? You need Ninja Vanish. Here's how it works. You're in the situation, you gotta get out of the situation, bam! Hey, where'd I go? You don't know. And more importantly, no one else knows. You piss your pants in your friend's couch, Ninja Vanish. You fart in an elevator, you gotta get out of there, Ninja Vanish. You walk into a gay bar, Ninja Vanish. Unless you're gay. You get in a fight with a hooker, she bites your tongue off, Ninja Vanish. You reference old things that aren't even funny no more, Ninja Vanish. You pull out too late, 9 months later, you got a problem on your hands.
Baby, I have something really important to tell you. I'm pregnant. God damn it!
Ninja Vanish! Your mom catches you jacking off.
What are you doing?
I'm using the bathroom!
Well, I'm coming in there.
No?
Ninja Vanish. You wake up next to a big girl in the morning that you don't know how you got there?
You was a minotaur last night.
She's got a dick. Ninja Vanish. Hey, and for the ladies, you can use it as well. It ain't just for us guys. You fart while your boyfriend's going down on you. Ninja Vanish. Alright, now tell you what I'm gonna do. 'Cause we can't do this all day. I'm gonna give you a month's supply of Ninja Vanish for $29.95. It's made in Thailand, so you know it's good. You also get this, the Blowphone. A phone with a breathalyzer. You'll never drunk dial again. $40 value, absolutely free in the next 15 minutes. Hey, you've tried the other guys, now dip out with the best. Ninja Vanish.
Yeah, I know some really interesting people.
A brilliant skit. I love it.
Awesome. So Zak,
Ninja Vanish.
Yes, definitely. So the new, we talked about
American
about the new
politics.
Yeah, hey, that's all good. That's the show is open for topics of conversation. So the you're working on, and we're raising funds for Rodnee.
Yeah.
Any guess time-wise when you might be looking to release?
Release will be most likely latest August, but
okay.
It's what you saw in the teaser is just a taste.
Sure.
It's 48% filmed on VHS, meaning it's a camcorder, so it's got that real I would say legit feeling, because Bradlee, I tried to replicate that feeling, but through digital means. Whether or not I pulled it off well, I don't know. But now it's got integrity and honesty to it because it's actually filmed on an analog piece of technology.
Nice.
So to give it a little bit more of a pitch, rather, Rodney is a addict. He snorts anything and everything. He used to touch heroin. He is suffering from delirium, hallucinosis. He's also unable to come. He's into onanism. He's a fucked up individual who's being visited by various people. One of them in particular is called the Lady. Now, the Lady is almost an amalgam of past relationships, failed relationships, his mother, his relationship with the opposite sex, and his view on femininity, really. So she is almost like luring him into this weird trance-like place where she wants him to be seduced. Well, there's a character called the Tape Bearer, who I play, who is a collector of souls. Now, how he collects souls is he makes people watch demented footage on this camcorder. It corrupts them so much that they become almost under his spell, that he gets them to do the nastiest deeds that they can, and then he takes their soul, imprints it on the tape, makes them part of that world, and then just hits repeat with each soul. He repeats. He goes over the footage. Now, the problem with this is Rodney is his own worst enemy. So we have the tape bearer who wants to take his soul, wants to corrupt him and have him do these absurd things, whether it's masturbating in public, whether it's murdering people, whether it's the most seedious, darkest crimes. The tape bearer doesn't need to do it because Rodney's already there. Rodney is his own worst enemy. So it's almost like a movie of disintegration where it's represented visually. So there's a lot of parallel stories going, but at the end of it, the crux is it's a character study of a man who is flawed, he's addicted, and he's fucked up, and he doesn't need no encouragement from some supernal creation to make him do nasty shit. He's already doing it or thinking of it. So the world of that will be captured in the VHS, the more chaotic, sketchy, experimental, grungy, underground material. Now, this movie does feature actual self-harm. It actually features unsimulated masturbation sequences. My lead actor, Rory Hughes, is also the composer and worked in my last movie, Moher Insolence, as a score, as a composer, and he scored it all for me. But he is really putting himself out there, really pushing it beyond levels that you'd expect. Also, my friend Sue Fox is involved. She is playing the female presence that is trying to seduce Rodnee. And she's going to be visiting him in the form of a mannequin, but also a real physical presence. She's like selling herself in different guises, where she's a sophisticated lady, or she's a whore, or she's a trollop, or she's an easy piece in the street. It's very fractured, but it's more linear than Bradlee. And the stuff that is filmed outside of the VHS stuff is going to be very Kubrickian, very glacial, very specific. I'm going to be very, very anal about my shots, because I want the distinguishing sides, the VHS world and the real world, reality and what is supposed beyond the world.
Nice.
So it has a story. We're just very vague on it, because with these films, things change all the time. And I'm one of those directors who doesn't want to stick to the script. I want the actors to feel themselves. And what's really great about this is Sue and Rory have provided me almost 4 hours of material where I've just remotely directed them. 4 hours of material. But the thing is, I didn't want it to feel like Bradlee, so I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet going, it's too much. We need to stop the remote stuff, because it's getting boring for me as the director. It's going to get really boring for the audience. So what I'm doing is the remote stuff is almost going to be like a transcendental moment where the audience who is familiar with my work, Bradlee in particular, will go, oh, Zak's doing this same old shtick. And then when we transcend out of that, people will go, oh, he's evolving. Well, I'm evolving because it's a much bigger budget than Bradlee. I have full control over the finances on this one, and it's going to be a fucking sensational film. It's going to be dark, it's going to be difficult to watch, but there's heart, there's soul, and though there's shock factor, like you said earlier, I'm not trying to scare you with the visuals or the gore. It's the theme, it's the unpredictability of this character, who is not antagonist or protagonist. He is not even in the in-between stages of either. He's almost like the epitome of a character you don't want to stay with, but you're forced to. And it will get into your skin, it will unsettle you, whether it's done visually, subliminally, with the audio and the score. It's just going to be a rollickingly mental movie, but there is nuance behind it, and I'm trying my hardest to make it more of a film than Bradlee was, because Bradlee for me was a 3 hour, 16-minute proof of concept feature film. I said it back then, I said it now. This is what I can do with no budget. This is what I'm going to do with a budget. So Rodnee, it's not just an easy, so supportive on it. So is Rory, so is Sue, so is my collaborator Dave Mitchell, who does the animations for my films. We're a real collective. Laura, my partner's involved, like she was with Bradlee. She's going to be co-cinematographer. She's the smart producer. I'm just the producer. She's the one doing the schedules, helping out with the storyboard, sorting out bed and board, all of the boring details that a lot of people don't realise the director doesn't really cover. You need a real strong producing team behind you. There's no film without your collaborators. I'm not in the belief of this auteur thing. I'm in control of everything. I'm all open. I'm all for collaborative spirit, growing it, mutating it. And Rory took the character of Rodnee, who was pretty paper thin, and he's given him a dimensionality. Now, I was excited when we were doing the remote things or the conversations that we've had over Facebook. Now, the reality that we're all going to come together and explore this on location, on the set, it's really exciting. But we do need to reach our goal on Indiegogo to ensure that we can make it a much bigger, I wouldn't say glossier, because that's just not my aesthetic taste, but
bigger, fuller.
It's bigger, fuller, and there's so many dimensions. And also, what's really good about physical releases and boutique media is special features. Like, if people watch the movie and they prefer the remote sections, well, I've got a lot of material I'm happy to share with you in the special feature sections. So, my mind is always on the movie, but it's also about nurturing and authenticating what my collaborators have done as well, because there's so much footage that I've worked hard on, Sue's worked hard on, Rory pushed himself, he's putting himself out there, fully nude, masturbating. There's one scene where he actually stabs himself in the head with a knife, which was shocking to say the least.
Yeah.
Really, he's a character, Rory. I won't go into much more. You'll see it in the movie, but he's pushed himself where it's almost like an art piece. It's like a performative piece. He's almost gone too method. And I said to Rory, we need to stop that now because it's going to be detrimental. So now it's mutating and it's evolving, and we're all together of a singular mind to finish this and to continue it. And it's going to be the best film that I can make it. I'm
awesome.
I don't want to be a rigid arsehole, but my plan is to direct the shit out of this because I've got something to prove with this one.
Right on. I dig it, man. I dig it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited by what I'm seeing. So as we get closer, or when the movie's ready, obviously you guys, you and your cast, crew, whoever you want to bring on.
Come on with the cast. Like last time, you said, "Come on with the Bradlee cast," and I said, "I haven't got one. It's just me."
I'll bring your producer and whoever wants to come on and talk about it, because I'm certainly excited about it. You're working.
It'll be amazing.
Yeah, you're working on the edge, man, and you're keeping it real. You're not pretentious. You're not like, oh, I'm better than no. And I appreciate that as a producer, as a creator myself. It's like we're here at our best to help each other.
Yeah.
In any way that we can. And it's like with me, I have avenues available to me like this show.
Yeah.
So it's like I can have you guys on and we can talk about the work because I believe it's important. You got to get the word out there. Marketing is tricky. Budgeting marketing is tricky. So we take advantage of the platforms that we have, and like I said, you and I have been talking off and on for a while, and I like what you do. I like your style. I like your attitude towards life. So yeah, man, we'll definitely get you guys on. Talk more about the movie. Actually, I got an idea, so we'll talk about that in a minute. So folks, yes, be sure to check out the Indiegogo here. Kick in a few bucks. Let's make sure that this movie gets shiny and well, not shiny, but splattery. And I just make shit up as I go along. Splattery. There you go. It's like it's like a compliment with blood. Splattery. There you go. If I can define it, I can use it as a word. So we're going to be back. This is going to air. Yeah, no, you'll be watching it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So, yes, so tomorrow, if this is Saturday, this will be Saturday. So tonight at 7:00 Eastern Standard Time, ECUSATV.com. Be sure to tune in for the world premiere of At Death's Door. And every Sunday and Wednesday, check us out on our YouTube channel, the WMW Podcast. This will be on my Horror Connection channel, so be sure to check that out. The Horror Connection at YouTube. And we are always out and available, and my windows are open. I'm always looking for filmmakers. I'm always looking for people to come on and talk or to get involved with some of the projects that we're doing, because this year is crazy, absolutely crazy. There's so much on my plate, and I've been fortunate to meet some really good people, and I think we're gonna have some fun. So, Zach, thank you for your time today. I do appreciate it, and I'm very much looking forward to do the movie as it goes through, and we'll definitely stay in touch there. Folks, we're going to go out on one last commercial break, and I'll see you next time.